Okay, good morning. We watched all this. I just didn't record it. It is September 16th, 2021, and it's now 9:42 in the morning. Big thing with this one was like a lot of people you could say, let's just take it here at 450, but look what it does. And this is where the patience comes in. You have to wait for it. And then it came back to it again, and you were almost thinking like that's where you should do it. But then look at this hammer fist here. Look at this. 10% down. 8.54. Yeah. Absolutely amazing. Um, so if you had a stop, if you play smart and you should have a stop, even if it's a mental one, you're down pretty big right now. Now patience plays off. Is this going to work? I don't know. Ideally, I guess we'd see it have a rest day, like they're saying, kind of go sideways here, and then squeeze on Friday. Like, look at this short squeeze. Halt, halt, halt. You know, squeeze, and then look what happens when they get control. It's like that's an epic dump. Excuse me. 54%. And if you got borrows and all that other bullshit, I shorted this from the. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You blew up on this side. Whatever. I doubt it. I doubt a lot of people got this move. Even through VWAP right here, like there was your move, maybe on the short side. But I don't know. Patience pays off here. We're gonna wait and see. I would think later in the day, if we could get another break of this line, later in the day, way later in the day, maybe in the afternoon, so it pushes into the Friday, like pushes into the after hours for Friday, and then on Friday we'd open, let's just say we'd open around, well, actually we'd open around this level here, and then we'd, squeeze it all the way up, maybe around this level here, maybe, who knows where we're gonna, they can do lots of different things here, but if we can squeeze this into the afternoon, even getting it up to around this level, I think we'll have success. But again, you have to have patience here. You can't just be jumping in on any Cheeto finger bros bullshit stock here. This is a bullshit stock on some sort of remember in the news, right? It's some sort of patent. So it's not even anything. It's just a piece of paper that says that I'm allowed to, that we found something, which is, I don't know much about patents, but I'm pretty sure they'll take your money for anything, right? Even if it's a shitty fucking idea. So, yeah, the patent office will probably take your money. Now, if it's an FDA approval, that's a little different, right? That's. So anyway, we'll pause it here and we'll watch and wait. Oh, let's go through our watch list. This is ATER from earlier in the week. BBIG is still kind of, I don't know, not really working. IRNT had kind of big hopes for this one, but it's just not the volume. The volume's not there for me, and I can't play something that's, in my opinion, illiquid. INDP. OPAD. Again, not working out. CYRN. We'll wait for this thing to spike out of nowhere, so we'll keep our alerts rolling, and then life. Life had a little bit of life in it yesterday there, kind of. It went up, came back. Remember, our target here is here. That's our ultimate target. I don't think life has really got anything left in it. We got our IWMs and our Investico Qs. Everything's kind of just finding its home, right? A little bit of a dip, a little bit of a pull, a little dip, a little pull. Look at this movement, though. See these movements? This is kind of... See how it's typically it's kind of smooth and it does one thing or another, but like going like this is a hard, yeah, like up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. this is a hard chart to look at. This is a 5 minute time frame, right? But we'll pause it there. How long was that? 5 fucking minutes. Holy shit. So we're back. It's just around, just a little after 10 o'clock in the AM. Just because here's a little pearl of wisdom, but just because you have to treat this like a job doesn't mean you have to work every day, if that makes any sense. Basically what I'm saying is, if there's no trade, don't fucking trade, right? You're trying to limit your losses here. We're not just trying to throw darts at every single fucking thing that moves. You're trying to find a proper setup, proper catalysts, proper volumes, proper levels, proper entry, exits, risks. It's okay to sit on your hands. I know a lot of people are like, oh no, I gotta trade, I gotta make a trade, I gotta, and that's the bad mindset, right? You can't be like, I gotta make rent, I gotta make my car payment, I gotta, that's not gonna get you. If anything, that's gonna blow you up even faster, and it's gonna waste all your money, right? So you don't have to trade if it's not a proper setup for you. You could say that this is a proper setup for you. I don't know why you would say that, but you could, right? And so here's BBIG starting to take off. We could have waited for it, but I'm telling you, man, we have to break this 860s area, no problem, and it has to be convincingly broke. And I mean, then we have another level here at 904. So the trade is actually from 860 to 9. 860 to 9. So like maybe 4 or 5% here. So there's your trade entered. Let's just pretend that you went in on this. And if it breaks 9, then maybe you have something to go to. All I'm trying to say is that sitting on your hands is a good trait of a trader. Okay? There's life, but I mean, it's just not lively enough for me. I don't know what. It's hard to pay attention to every single thing. We're right into this odd level. We've got a target up here of 1130s, and then we have an ultimate target of 13 something. But I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is that sitting on your hands isn't the worst thing. There's your 860. Be patient for it next time, right? It's got to go through it. It's got to go through it twice. It doesn't have to go through it twice. I'm not saying that. But I mean, if you're patient, maybe you take it in on the 60 now, right? We'll take it from 60 to 90. Sure. 60 to 90. It's not even a 60. There's 85, 89. There's 3.3. So that's part of my risk management, risk to reward management. Is the 3% worth it? Is the 3% gain worth it? If it comes back, we can come back 3%, no problem here, right? So that's part of my risk reward management. I look at the trade and I say, where is it going to go? You could say this is going to go further. We'll never know, right? But I mean, 3% quick, 4%, we'll see. I'm going to pause it here, and we'll see if this BBIG worked out from 860 to 890 to $9, kind of go like that. It looks like it might. It might work, but we'll see. There's 870s. Well, at this rate, we could probably just leave the recording going. If you like watching these time frames, that's the in-depth macro view. Yeah. So now we're back down to the 60s, back down to your entry. Now we're underwater, and you're above water. Let's see if this holds. It is starting to produce higher highs, higher lows, right? come in. It looked like it might. We'll see, but I mean, it looks like it might come in here, and it might do it. So we'll. But again, it's not worth it to me for 3% to take the risk of losing any money. How about that? It's not worth 3%. This could go 30%, but I highly doubt it. It's just not worth it to me for 3%. So let's just take a look around while we're here. INDP, see how it came back up into the VWAP and now it's pulling back. It's still indecisive. OPAD, life is kind of just chopping up slowly. So, yeah, we'll see if this trade works, but again, like I suggest, it's just not worth my hard-earned money to lose if it doesn't work. There's not enough upside potential. Plus, we've run and run and run. Where is it? Yeah, like we've done, well, like we're holding this area. So the Vinco Ventures, right, like, yeah, it's really got to get above this 860 area, and then it can go. And then it's got to get above the 9, and then it can. Well, then we're into the next band of good times, for fuck's sakes, right? Like, so, we'll see. I'm gonna pause it here. Again, no trade is a trade. Cash is a position. There, look at that collapse as well. So. Again, we'll see. There's 11 minutes. Jesus. Well, there you have it, folks. What's the high of that candle right there? The high of that candle is 901. This one here is so it didn't actually hit the line, but I said 9, right? You heard me say 9. Because it doesn't have to, it just has to get right up close to it. That's all it has to do. And it could hit 9 right now. But why would we squabble about these couple of pennies when we could have just taken it off here at 9 and been happy? Like, look at, boom, 9, done. But saying that was it worth the risk? It came back here twice. Broke our level, came ripping back to like, almost an uncomfortable spot. Came back up, tricked you again, and then it broke. It broke on this nice big candle, right? See how it broke on that power candle there? Just goes to show you what this little thing looks like. That little zippity-doo-dah. I don't know, Kenny. I don't know. Where are we here? BBIG. Where's our? Yeah, we're way above the Warlock's line here. So BBIG. Maybe I need to listen to him a little bit more. Trade the VWAP. But anyway, there's your little trade. What else? Oh, INDP is starting to. Once it breaks the VWAP, that's not always true. That's like saying this one here is going to turn to a rocket once it breaks this line. Look at it, touched it. God, it might because it's touched it and now it's going to, I mean, it seems a little illiquid to me. So we'll just pause it here and we'll see. But there's the trade, 3%. We'll measure it again. I was going to suggest that you take it off of this line now instead of the 60. So we'll do that. And we'll take it right to 9. So 5.5% if you actually had got it, right? So it was borderline. Where's 9? Come on, up a little bit. There it is, 9. 4.6%. I'm not going to say that. I guess it was borderline, but I mean, it could have easily came back and, up and then back through the VWAP and held into this kind of zone here. And then, yeah, It's right, like, yeah, that's not really showing you much, is it? Big kid. And here comes 9 again, right? So are a lot of people probably buying at 9? Maybe. If we had our level 2 open, you'd be able to see the order flow there where watch it hit 9 and do the hammer fist right down your throat. Okay? I'm talking about a thick hammer down your throat. We'll see. That's if we had the level 2 open, we could identify that. But I mean, I bet you it's going to hit 9 and maybe reverse right on a dime. I guess we could wait and watch, but I mean, it could take 5 minutes for this to happen. Or it could take 45 seconds. Yeah, or it could take a minute and a half. Boom, it hit it. Let me see this big hammer drop. Come on, give me a live hammer drop. Oh, did it soak it? It soaked it, and now it's going to want to push through? Or is it hitting it 3 times to fill all those orders? See, we didn't have the level 2 open. That's the only place that the level 2 is really going to help you. That's not the only place. One of the good places for it to help you. Because right now it would be identifying levels with the level 2. Is it going to hold? We'll keep going at a 9. Remember what I said? Once it breaks at a 9, then we can get up a little higher, right? Get up above 9. Get up above 9. Yeah, get up above 9 and you can go to 970s, right? Like, it's not... This is an iffy on the way wiki. Iffy whiffy, right? So again, much bigger move now that we're looking at it, right? And it didn't really give us the hammer fist like I expected, so it might have interested parties here. People that are interested in this. Volume hasn't tapered off enough. Gotta give it some more time here. So we'll pause it here and we'll see what happens. Just don't want to make these videos too long. We're already at 17 minutes. Just a quick note here. Here's the flag setting up. Does that qualify as a break of the flag? It does. And I've said this before. All we have to do on this one here, to be honest with you, right? When it comes to a flag pattern, I was trying to tell somebody this the other while ago, but it was, there is no rule that says that it has to do 3/4 of the pole or whatever, blah, 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 everybody says, or half the pole or anything, or the range of the width. There's a lot of ways to think about it. And my opinion is, all it has to do is break the flag and make the new setup, right? Like, it just has to break it. Like, all it had to do was right here, and if it came back from there, that's almost done. Right, like, or it could be a higher high one, but it's going to set up into a different flag. This flag broke, and it broke. Period. Right. So now what are we looking at? It's not a flag anymore, right? It's not a flag anymore, and it's going to go. So just on the side there, a little thing about flags. Now it's getting excited. See, now you got the FOMO, right? Oh, it should have got in. Oh, why didn't it get in? And again, this is one of those ones where you should just sit on your hands. BBIG on a Thursday at 10:44 after a how many day run? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is the 14th day isn't that the 14th day of that? That's the stock. The 14th, it's a little bit sloppy down here, but I mean, there's the 14th day of this move. So it's not the one, here's the one. All right, 14th day. So, high expectations, new targets. Where are we now? 26. 26. We can still have room to get to 65-ish. 65 would be a pretty good spot. It's not that far away either. 65 is only like right here. So yeah. Okay, we're gonna pause it now. We'll see where it goes. So interesting. About, say 30 seconds ago, I was like, wow, look at that, higher high. And then it was setting into, if you had seen it, it's right here. If you had seen it, it was like higher high, higher low, right? Like just missed the lower, right? See how it's just missed it? Like, I mean, just missed it. If you, let me see if I can get it to work. See, it actually shows that it's, 894, 894, so it tied, it matched the bottom, so it didn't break a lower low, so it's still in play. At which point here you could take a trade from 910 to, I would probably want to go into the 930s, but that's a 20-cent trade. Did that hold? 95. Right? So that's a higher low. It's a higher low. This has to break. Well, I don't know. This isn't my setup, but we'll wait and see. Pause it there. If you stick around long enough with me, you'll start to see how human emotion plays into this, right? So once this didn't break, we had people getting out. And then once we broke our level here, we got even more people going out. It's interesting. Yeah. Investors' attitude. Yeah. I think that's the biggest part of the whole thing, too, is understanding how people think. There's two sides to the coin. The guy that holds it, and then the guy that sells it. Really, like the guy that holds onto it and was like, kind of like, oh, it'll be okay. And then there's the scalper. There's like a whole automated system here that just, and guys that just scalp and stuff like that. But that's the move, right? If you had billions of shares or whatever, you could just make 0.1%, and that's a lot of money. So yeah, it's just the way, investor sentiment. So we'll see if it comes back out of this thinking it's a dip buy. But I mean, like I said, the trade for me was long gone. It's long gone now. So FOMO is a real thing. Try to avoid it. Oh, yes, Kenny. There's OPAD. Remember we said it? Came up to it. Broke it. And now we're off to the races. Do you see this? Well, Kenny, that's one for you. Well, it's entering into an interesting channel zone here. We are staying above the VWAP. It's almost noon, so it's just not my right time of day for me, that's for sure. We got everybody clucking and going on about this AMC trade that broke above, it looks like it just broke above this kind of zone here, the 4750s, anywhere in there, 4750s. Which, by all means, if you 4750, yeah, there's a couple of levels here. That's almost more like a resistance point to me. Obviously, it's a resistance point, but if you can break through it, I suppose it's just it's not as simple as just a line, or it's more like a range. Has to battle through this. So you had to identify this. Well, have to identify anything. Where are we? Yeah, I guess you had to identify this dip. But I mean, people are going on about that. That's the trade. They want it to go to 49 or something. So let's say they caught that break. Let's just say. And then they want it to go to 49, right? So these percentages, they're just not that good for the small account that we operate at all times. So with that, we're just going to pause it again. Well, we could definitely smell that channel coming using these lines, right? Ripped through. Well, you could build a pattern off of this, right? You could build a pattern off of that. Yeah, we'll see. It's still not a good trade. It would have to be flying. We'd have to get some magnificent volume coming in. Millions. Yeah, I'm not sure how much is left here to say. BBIG, LIFE, INDP, OPAD. So we're going to close it out right now, but here's our channel that we've been tracking, right? And once we broke it, we kind of broke it. We had a bit of a channel here. It was working. As always, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification, and as always, high five.